Welcome back to Warzone Workshop. Today I was going over guns that fit perfectly into this Vism Gear bag that I have that I got from Airsoft GI, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've talked about this gun on my channel before. At least not like in depth. There's a bunch of guns I haven't done that with, but this one's a really good gun. What gun is that? ICS Galil 91. I love this thing. This thing's freaking buff, beefy, and very well built. So let's talk about it. Right here is a prime example of ICS and the quality that they put out. This is their Galil 91, the LMG-esque variant of the Galil. It has a internal bipod. I removed mine because when you open the bipod and you just let it spring out by itself, the ICS Galil spring bipod just seems to pop out its spring. I don't know if that's a design problem that they made or a feature of the actual gun. I would assume that was probably their fault. But that's the only gripe I have with this rifle. The rest of this video is going to be things that I'm happy about. Now, there is other companies that make a Galil for Airsoft, but to my knowledge, none of them have a selector that functions the way it's supposed to on a Galil. Cyma, which they make mostly a lot of great low budget AKs and M4s. They make a Galil, but it does not have the ambidextrous selector. That's what this thing is right here. So right now it's in safe, now it's in full auto, now it's in semi-auto, and it's just connected on both. And I love it. It's just so convenient using your thumb to select it instead of having to come up off of your sights and select what you're going to. Just picking what you want. The Galil is a wonderful platform. Not a lot of people use it in Airsoft. I think I've used this in a game once or twice, and that's about it. But it's wonderful, and I plink a lot with it. I like taking shots with it. It's got an upswept charging handle, which is a unique feature of the Galil, so you can easily reach it from both sides instead of having it sticking out like an AK-47. And also, this model of it has a metal with plastic, rubberized kind of, more plasticky carry handle, because with the bipod on it, it's got a good bit of weight to it. I'm not going to comment on the unique shape of that handle, but it is what it is, and that is what they went with. So that's a weird one. Now, I took the muzzle brake that was on here off, and I put on this Scar H brake because I just had it lying around. The sights that are on this thing are fairly decent. They're adjustable. More importantly, it has flip-up night sights, which you can see right here. These little white dots. And then they correspond to this little white dot up at the front. There you go. And those are wonderful sights. The handguard is wood. Everything else on the gun is metal except for your plastic pistol grip, the plastic part of your carry handle, and the plasticky rubbery coating that they put on the metal stock. It's definitely metal, but it's got a coating over it of a kind of a rubbery plastic. The stock does hold itself in place. Mine's a couple years old and it's starting to wobble more than it should, but it still locks in pretty well. I don't have any Galil magazines, even though I've had 2 ICS Galils. I've had this one and the 96, which is the quad rail version. I've had both of these. I had 2 magazines, 2 high caps, but I'm a mid cap guy. Couldn't get mid caps, but AK mid caps fit perfectly. So that's what I use. I use AK mid caps. I'm pretty sure these are made by Sima, these mid caps, but I'm not sure because they don't have any markings on them, and I got 6 of them on a third-party site. But let's go ahead and take some shots through my Ace Tech chronograph here. Get a feel for what the FPS is going to be on the ICS Galil 91. Going to semi-auto. I'm at 299 FPS. Hitting just under 300 FPS on all those shots. Now the rate of fire. This has a 9.6 in it. I assume if I was to put one of my LiPo 11.1s in it, it would bump up a bit more, but let's go ahead and it's got a nice slow rate of fire. It's perfect for a gun that would have a bipod on it that you could lay down and put some nice steady rounds on someone. But it's also perfect for just nice controlled fire. Not every gun has to just be a BB hose, and unfortunately speed softers are trying to ruin that for us. On full auto, it's easy to get 1 or 2 shots. Also, the magazines that come with the gun originally kind of look more like they fit like an AK mag, as in they rock in, but they kind of look like a Stanag M16 magazine because they're 5.56 magazines. But the AK mags do fit in. So I would suggest using these, and they fit really snug. There's not a lot of wiggle to them. The metal high cap magazines that come with it will have a lot of side to side wobble. They will wag like dog tails. It's awful. So I switched away from that as fast as I could. Unfortunately, for optics, you're pretty much stuck on iron sights. I'm sure you could get a different dust cover, or you can get a railed gas tube. But if you're going with something this old and classic, you should probably just stick to the iron sights. Now the ICS Galil 91, the reason I say it's kind of like the LMG variant is because it has that bipod originally with it, which I'm sure it could be modified so that the spring won't come out, or you could just be careful while deploying it, but that's just not going to happen for me. So the fact that I can put my RPK drums in it makes this the perfect choice for an LMG, because it's got that carry handle for when you got that drum. If you want to do like a really lightweight kit, just got your uniform shirt, or maybe just some robes with or without your headgear, and you just want to have something that you can run out onto the field with 2,500 rounds, and just have a nice low rate of fire to keep that drum running as long as possible without having to reload. This might be the perfect option. And you wouldn't have to worry about having a bunch of drums, because they're all going to have 2,500 rounds or more. And you could run for quite a while, even with something like one of the polymer drums. You get onto the field with one of these drums, and you just turn this into basically a more ambidextrous RPK. And you can just run and gun all day long. Go ahead and flip the safety back on. Galil with a drum, especially the polymer drum on like the on the Galil, it just looks freaking boss putting a drum on a Galil. I highly recommend this polymer drum with the zip cord. I forget who makes it. I think it's Angel Custom. Does these polymer drums, and especially on like the AR variant of the Galil, that drum would look freaking boss. And you wouldn't have to carry, you wouldn't have to run a plate carrier, you wouldn't have to run a vest or anything like that. You could just run out there, have your Galil in your bag, and you could do the perfect bank robber loadout by just running the drum. But the stock does lock in two places, or at least mine does. Mine will lock here in the half open position, so you can totally run it that way and just be in the vehicle, have it like that up next to you, get out of the vehicle, you got your freaking drum fed Galil RPK, Galil PK. Drums on Galils. Perfect. Hopefully you'll stick to this channel, and I'll see you next time in the war zone. And that's the Galil 91 by ICS. Now, if you're wondering how to win this KJ Works refurbished SIG P226, all you gotta do is like, comment on this video, and then as soon as this channel gets to 400 subscribers, I'm gonna pick someone from the comment section, and assuming that that person is subscribed to the channel, I'll post on their comment that they won. I'll have them hit me up on Instagram, and then I will send this pistol to them on my expense. Shipping's included, and they can have this wonderful pistol to add to their collection, because I think I'm going to pick up a WeTech version of it so that I have more mag compatibility. Honestly, the KJ Works is probably superior. I just at the moment I really just don't need a SIG. I barely ever use a sidearm at all when I play airsoft. For me, it's mostly just having that gun so that I can practice reloads with it, and I can practice all my reloads with the SIG 229 just as well as I could with the SIG 226, because they both have the decocker, They both function the same, and their magazine reloads are roughly the same. So, in my collection, there's not really a need for me to have this 6. So, one of y'all are going to get it.